Well, I'm going to show you some things that's going to help you for sure here today. We have a saying at my company. Actually, the real saying is life is too short to clean for crazy people. But for the purpose of this nice conversation, we'll just say that life is too short to clean for the wrong people. Have you ever cleaned for the wrong client? Anybody? Yeah, I remember one time when I was first getting started, one of the first jobs I'd got from the Yellow Pages, and I remember pulling up to the neighborhood and kind of going, well, this isn't really the ideal neighborhood I'd like to clean for, but I still had my hopes up high. I pulled up, walked down their sidewalk, and knocked on the door. The lady was nice enough, but you know what? She exhibited all the signs of a problem client. She complained about the price, she had very dirty carpet, and she expected a miracle. Okay, and she wanted me to stay an extra longer time than normal to make sure her carpet was as clean as it could possibly be. That night, I went home and I realized that I needed to be spending more time on thinking about who my target client was. And what I suggest that all of you do is have that person in mind. Now for me, it's a female. It probably is for you too. It's someone in her 30s to 40s with kids, household income, probably over $80,000, but you need to profile exactly who that person is. Now granted, you're not necessarily going to get in her home all the time, but you definitely need to profile, in any marketing plan that you ever do, have a profile for who that target client is and tailor all of the advertising and marketing that you do to find that particular person. So here's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show you some killer every door direct mail examples that have gotten a 10-to-1 return, some of them even a little bit better than that. I'm going to show you some new updates to every door direct mail. I'm going to show you how to get the lowest prices on sending out every door direct mail. And this is the best way currently that you can actually do neighborhood marketing. And then at the end, I'm going to give you a link. If you haven't yet, you can download my free every door direct mail guide. I'm going to actually give you the link to that. That'll give you some actual templates and ideas for direct mail inside that. A little bit about me. I know a lot of you in the room, but some of you I don't. I actually own a cleaning company, unlike some marketing gurus. I actually still own a cleaning company, and I actually don't actually work in the company, but I manage the company. I do obviously all the marketing for the company. And I started my carpet cleaning company when I was in college, a senior in college, majoring in advertising. At the time, I just wanted to start a business and test advertising, find out what worked with advertising, what didn't work. And one day, I wanted to start an ad agency. Well, believe it or not, I started my carpet cleaning company and I started making more money than I thought I would. Anybody here making more money than they ever thought they would make in the carpet cleaning business? Yeah. So I was like, forget the ad agency, forget that stuff. I'm going to just keep doing this. This is profitable. But through the years, through the industry, I started speaking at some industry events and things like that. And I decided 7 years ago to go ahead and start Hitman Advertising, where I mostly cater to cleaning companies and helping them with their direct mail, all other types of advertising, SEO, website things like that, internet marketing. But right now we target a lot through every door direct mail because it's a really hot thing. As well, I also write regularly for ICS Magazine. I also publish a monthly podcast with them. So I have some samples of their magazine at my booth. ICS has got some at their booth as well. But I write for them regularly on the topics of marketing and advertising. So allow me to make this disclaimer before we move on, okay? Although we're going to be talking about every door direct mail and getting new clients, that's mostly what we're going to be talking about, how to get new clients in select neighborhoods. However, client marketing is the absolute best advertising that you can do. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that. If you have clients on your database, on your list, people that you've cleaned for before, you need to be marketing back to them. That is a much better return on your advertising than marketing to neighborhoods. It's also a much better building of your brand for your company. So keep that in mind. Don't neglect your clients. The most successful cleaners that I know mail to their clients first, quite honestly, and that's no questions asked. Show you a couple of samples. This is a winter marketing newsletter that we've actually got for my coaching members that basically educates about the cleaning for health topics, and it's a winter-related type theme with a special offer, tri-folded newsletter, 8.5 by 11. This is a Valentine postcard that we did last year with a free rug cleaning offer with purchase, of course, on the other side. And again, this is stuff we send to our current clients. This is what I call a newsletter postcard. It's a very large postcard that's actually designed to educate as well as give special offers and send to current clients. And this is another 6 by 11 inch, very large newsletter postcard that we send to our current clients. The real reason why your tile, grout, and floors get so dirty, because if they have tile and grout, a lot of them are wondering about that. How many of you do other services than carpet cleaning, but carpet cleaning is your primary service? Anybody, carpet cleaning? Do all of your clients know about all the other services that you do? Probably not. You'd be surprised. Even if you tell them, their attention span's about that long, and they forget as soon as you leave the home. So what you need to be doing is mailing them regular things, educating them about the other stuff that you do. So I recommend that you mail ideally monthly or bi-monthly to current clients. 6 by 11 inch postcards we found are great for your bang for your buck and for the postage amount, because those can usually sent printed for as little as 3 cents. Postage can be as little as 25 cents if you do it through bulk mail. When you do that correctly and often, you're going to get more referrals, more frequent cleaning, and you're going to get higher job tickets, building a better brand for your company. So, okay, enough about that. That's my rant about client marketing. So everybody understands that before you do every door direct mail and neighborhood marketing like we're about to talk about, you first mail to your current clients and you don't neglect them. So now let's talk about getting new clients, which is a completely different thing, through neighborhood marketing. When you do every door direct mail, you don't need a mailing list, you don't need a permit, you don't need to pay any annual fees. It's, I don't know about a completely ideal best marketing solution in the world, but it's pretty close. There's no better way to target a specific neighborhood than every door direct mail. If you have a particular neighborhood in mind that you want to hit, that you want to get in, that target client, there's no better way to do that than through every door direct mail. The other great thing is your competition does not know about every door direct mail or how to do every door direct mail. Can't say in every case, but largely there's not a whole lot of local businesses, period, let alone other cleaning companies that do every door direct mail. And hardly anyone's using this. So here's a little bit about what's required with every door direct mail. No mailing list is required. You can basically choose the mail route or the neighborhoods that you're actually going to mail to. Printing can be as little as 3 to 6 cents per piece for these large postcards. I'm going to send out a sample here in just a second. Postage is anywhere from 15.75 cents per home to as much as 17.5 cents per home. So it's a lot less than sending a regular, even small postcard, and these are huge postcards. And no stamping is required. Anybody here ever do sales letter marketing where you're stamping and labeling for hours on out? That's the pits, you know, and I've had my kids doing it and they complain, and you know, so there's no stamping. Very little work is required in actually doing every door direct mail. Now here's one example right here. This is actually similar to the one that I'm going to pass out to you guys in just a few minutes. But this is one that's targeted, again, to high-end neighborhoods. Here we talk about our guarantee there at the bottom, if you can see that. We're letting them know that if they're not happy with their service, they basically don't pay. We let them know that there is a minimum in this particular offer. We do a couple of different ones where there is no obligation to buy anything more, and then we do this one where we actually have an obligation. Basically what we do in my own company is when it's a busy season, we always, if we send any of these out, sometimes we don't because we're too busy, but if we do send any out, we have an obligation that they get something clean. There are some times where we give free offers with no obligation at all, though. That's particularly during slow times, like in the middle of winter, like maybe right now, or back to school sometimes slows down for us as well. This is another example of a little bit different postcard. Well, maybe, let me go back to this other one a little bit. So the other things we got going on here, we have a guarantee at the bottom. We have a picture. Believe it or not, that picture of me up at the top right isn't there for my own ego. It's not there for just because I want to put a picture of me in a suit on a postcard. But I've tested this, and I've tested this not only with my picture, but with some of my clients' pictures, having their picture on a mailer like this and not having a picture on a mailer like this. Guess what gets the better response, guys? The picture of you on these mailers, especially when it's to brand new prospects. Now, you do need to make sure that it's a professional picture. I did have one occasion where I had a client who gave me a picture, and the way he was kind of posed with his, I don't know, the way he was looking, I don't remember if it's because he didn't shave or what it was, but he kind of looked a little rough and a little scary, and I told him to maybe get a little bit better, cleaner cut picture at the risk of offending him. Fortunately, he still was offended, but in a nutshell, if you have a picture that at least makes you look a little bit professional and clean cut, some shave if you need to, and then just make sure you're as clean cut as possible when you take the picture. Maybe put on a suit. You don't have to have a suit on, but at least a nice polo shirt, just something to where you look as professional as possible. Here's the main thing that you want to be able to show when you have that picture on that mailer. You want to be able to say, this is the type of person that I want to invite in my home, right? That's mainly the main thing that you want to be able to say in that picture. So be as professional as you can when you have that picture taken. Some of the other elements on here is we do actually have a coupon, something that looks like a coupon that actually outlines the offer, and it says the magical words in advertising. One of the most magical words is what? Free, right? And we say that right there at the very top. We also say that in a little coupon where we outline what we're giving away free, even at a glance, which is carpet cleaning and tile cleaning. Not everybody knows that that's tile cleaning, but we have the headline there that it is free tile cleaning. And if they're at all interested in that type of thing, they will use that. We also explain a little bit in the middle of this about what our company does that's different, why they would hire us, a little bit about our reputation. Do you guys know that one of the biggest reasons people hesitate to invite you inside of their home is because they're wondering about your reputation? So every mailer that you put out, especially to new prospects, you need to be explaining to them, here's why we have a good reputation. You need to be coming up with something to tell your clients about why you have a good reputation. Are you members of the Better Business Bureau? Even if you're not, do you have a good rating at the Better Business Bureau? Are you on Angie's List? Do you have good ratings there? Are there any realtors in town that recommend you? Are there any carpet stores in town that recommend you? Are there any interior designers? Or do you clean for any well-known businesses in the area or a well-known person in the area? This is the type of stuff that you want to mention in every single new prospect contact that you actually have. Even sometimes to current clients, because you want to remind them about why they're calling you and paying you a little bit more. Because hopefully, usually when we have events like this, the guys that can afford to come here are guys that charge a little bit more than the average. So most of you guys already understand that. But especially when you're charging a little bit more than most of the other guys in the area. You need to make sure you're explaining to them about why you're different, why you have a good reputation. You need to have that already listed on there. And don't forget to put that in a lot of your marketing that you do. So here's another mailer that we've done. And again, we have the 2 free gifts that we explain here and the nice picture of the baby. Pictures of babies do attract attention, especially to women. And the thing is, it's normally our target prospect. But the thing is, I never just put the picture of the baby on there to put the picture of the baby on there. Usually it's there to further explain the story, right? In this case, we're talking about, this is the other side of the cleaning for health postcard. So here we're talking about health, and it makes sense if you're talking about health to have a picture of a baby on a carpet, right? You know, and it kind of ties into the whole story of what your marketing message is. Now, when you do EDDM, it is much bigger than a regular postcard. In fact, let's go ahead. Anthony, would you mind volunteering, helping pass some of these out? Just kind of pass them out by the row. That'd be great. Thank you. So they're much bigger than an average postcard. And the thing is, when you do every door direct mail, the whole system of doing it is much more flexible. You know, when you contact Angie's List for advertising, well, it's a year-long commitment. When you contact the Yellow Pages, year-long commitment. Everybody's got a year-long commitment. There's no commitment at all with every door direct mail. And the other great thing about it is you can start and stop it on a dime. Anytime we're real busy, we never mail any every door direct mail pieces. If we're slow, then we start to ramp it up and do more than we normally do. So very flexible about how you can do it at any rate that you actually do every door direct mail. And again, did I mention that there's no labeling? There's no stamping, there's no labeling. Again, this is huge because I know a lot of you guys have hesitated to do direct mail in the past because of that. I have myself even sometimes. So there's no labeling. All right, here's an example of another one. This is the other side of the one that we just looked at right here. This is like a cleaning for health postcard. And here, the headline saying, here's how your home can stay clean and healthy all winter. And it's got, again, the picture of the baby with the teddy bear, nice attractive picture. Most women, again, like that, and it's attracting them. But then after that, we don't want to just attract them. We want to sell them once they actually get to the picture and start to look at the text. So why is winter the best time for cleaning? We give an argument for that, about the health reasons. We also let them know about 4 ways that they're going to get a healthier home. We give a guarantee, especially if you're marketing to brand new prospects. You want to put guarantees of some nature on your mailers, on your ads when you're actually mailing to or giving anything to brand new prospects. Again, we're letting them know about our reputation. Hire a company with a great reputation. Premium Carpet Care gives you a 100% guarantee, but also we kind of further outline the guarantee. Then we give a testimonial. Testimonials are huge from a very prominent realtor in town that maybe not everybody knows of, but he states in the testimonial that he's been a realtor since 1974, so my gosh, how can this guy be wrong, right? So getting great testimonials from prominent people are something that's really, really important that can help you too. And then we give them the offer. You always want to have an offer, not just an offer of 5 rooms for X dollars, okay? In fact, I recommend that everybody, if at all possible, get away from doing 5 rooms for whatever amount of dollars. Why is that? That's because everybody does it, okay? Here's what I've always learned to do in my own cleaning business. I love to find out what my competition does. Then you know what I do? I run as fast as I can in the other direction. Okay, find out how much they charge, learn a little bit about what they do, and then run as fast as you can in the other direction. So 5 rooms for $99 or $89 or $150, whatever it may be, I strongly recommend that you get away from doing that. I know some of you, that's the way you've kind of just always done it. But it's better to do offers of, even at best, $25 off of any cleaning, or $50 off, or what works really, really well too, it's like a $50 gift card. Going in and doing that. We've had campaigns for that as well. I'm not sure if I've got an example of that too, but we actually had a $50 gift card kind of on the Every Door direct mail piece. And this is the kind of stuff that's a little bit more than 5 rooms for $99. Now why, and again, why is that? Because if you're 5 rooms for $99 and then somebody else is 5 rooms for $69, who are they going to choose? 5 rooms for $69, especially if that was your main ploy and your main offer. Here in this case, we're actually just giving 2 free gifts with absolutely any cleaning, and then we're letting them know that these gifts are valued at, I probably put it on the other side, but we let them know what the value of these gifts are, which is about $100. All they have to do is call for any minimum cleaning and they get a gift valued at $100. So that's pretty cool for most people, and it's very attractive. And then again, too, any awards that you've won, that type of thing is always good to put on a Every Door direct mail piece or a brand new client mailer. Here's another one that did really well for us and a lot of our clients. 3 reasons to get your carpet clean in spring. This is a spring mailer. And again, we really, at this point, not only outlined the guarantee, but we put in a whole sort of certificate for the guarantee. Studies have shown, and even the tests that I've done, you can get a little bit bump in response by having your guarantee inside of a certificate. Why? It looks a little bit more official whenever you actually put it inside of a certificate. It looks more real, it looks more credible whenever you do that. And again, we have the picture of the baby. We talk about spring cleaning. Why spring cleaning? And again, we point out our reputation. One of the biggest epic fails that I see in ads from cleaners all over the place is simply putting, the offer if they put one, and then forgetting to put why they should be called, putting anything about their reputation, forget to put anything about how they're different, putting anything about the benefits of their service. Having a good reputation is a good benefit. Being trusted is a good benefit. So that's the type of thing that we like to talk about a lot. And again, that's individual per company, but I strongly suggest that you take some time, write down, here's all the reasons why we have a great reputation, why you should trust us, Mrs. Jones. That can be very valuable, not only for ads, but talking to somebody in person for estimates, on the phone, anywhere. Very good stuff. And then what else can we really point out here? Again, we've got a testimonial. Testimonials are great to add. We let them know here at the very top where we have the 1, 2, 3 bullet points, the nutshell of really the benefits of cleaning. If they get cleaning done this spring, their home will look beautiful, they're going to save money, and they're going to have a healthier home. And most people like that. Those are good benefits that people are going to want for getting their carpet clean or tile clean. Here's the other side of that same postcard, spring cleaning time. A lot of the times what I like to do too with mailers is you can be very relevant to the subject that's going on in their mind. During spring, they understand that it's springtime, right? So you're going to go ahead and let them know that it's spring cleaning time. They're going to nod their head and go, yeah, I know, I should do something about that. I should get some cleaning done. And then you let them know about the special offers that you've got. Let them know about your guarantees. Again, the picture of the owner on the other side. Again, here I don't have the suit on, but it's one of my work uniform type shirts. A picture of our van. Why would I put the picture of the van? And pictures of a van can be important. I don't think it's the most important thing. I don't think it should be huge or a main part of any ad. It's just a small part. Why? Show them that we have a clean van. Yeah, to show them that we're professional, to show them that we're presentable. The guy who charges 5 rooms for $69, chances are doesn't have a lettered van at all, or if he does, it's a rust bucket, right? Okay. Not always, and I apologize if any of you charge that price. I'm not trying to, but in a nutshell, what I'm telling people with all those little things down there. Every time I put a picture inside of an ad, I do it with very keen strategy in mind. None of them are there just because I got a great picture of a baby, or a great picture of a van, or a great picture of whatever. The picture's there to let them know that there's somebody that's professional looking, and from whatever you can take from the picture, but somebody who will come out that's got a uniform shirt on, that doesn't look like he just got out of jail, is coming out to your house. He's going to be driving a vehicle that looks like a pretty professional vehicle that's somewhat new, that doesn't look terrible, so maybe they're not going to leak oil all over my driveway. The logo, the name of the company, and then, they've won something, so at least we know that somebody likes them somewhere. I didn't just put those there just to fill in space. I put them there for specific reasons. The picture of the bottle of spot remover, letting them know that when we come out, we're going to give them that bottle of spot remover. We're going to actually come out and give them something of value. Then they look at that spot remover, and some people, call and go, well, look, I don't want you to come out, but can I get one of those bottles of spot remover? I might want you to come out later. Sometimes we have them stop by the shop and we give them a bottle of spot remover. It costs us $2, but at least we get to know them, and we know that since we strategically selected our neighborhoods, which we're going to talk about in a moment, that they're probably in a really good neighborhood. So when you guys want to have somebody in a really good neighborhood with one of those bottles of spot remover, even if they hadn't used you yet, absolutely, it's beneficial. Here's one for area rug cleaning. If you target the right neighborhoods, you can actually do pretty well with EDDM in the right neighborhoods, particularly finding out which neighborhoods in your area have a lot of area rugs and or hard floor and have the money to spend on having you clean the area rugs. We again lay out the fact that we're their neighbor, and we let them know that we've got this special offer and that we're giving away free rug cleaning. In this case, it is 3 rugs cleaned, or the 3rd area rug cleaned free. And then we show them a little bit about what we do that's different. And we show them, of course, the rug badger soil removal process, which most people don't always do. We let them know that we spend time cleaning the fringe. We give them a locator map of our shop. If you guys ever send out anything to do, and you have a shop, and you send out anything to do with area rugs, or you want them to drop them off at your shop, have a locator map. Very, very important. And of course, we have our website on there and let them know where our shop is actually located. It's good stuff to do. And then here is a water damage restoration EDDM that we've done. Now, anybody who here does water damage? Looks like maybe a third of you. Okay, here's what I recommend that you do. Right now, this time of year, time when pipes break, right? You don't know exactly when it's going to freeze. Get something like this, or get a good mailer printed up, ready to go, and have them already printed, have them already set to where all you need to do is take them down to the post office the next day, and most of the time they will get the actual mailer the day after that, right? So it's timely. You can't go, the pipes are freezing, let's go ahead and get some stuff printed up. By that point, it's too late. It's going to take you a week to get it designed, a week to get them printed, a week to get them back, and then by that time, it's everybody's gotten water damage taken care of that needs water damage taken care of. But if you've got a situation where you've got pipes freezing, hurricanes, you got anybody? I'm in Florida. We get hurricanes where I'm at in Florida. I know you guys don't in California in this area if you're from around here. But if hurricanes or heavy rains, if you've got certain seasons where you've got heavy rains and you do water damage restoration, go ahead and get something printed up for every door direct mail. Have it printed up and have it saved right before the season. And then when that time comes, all you need to do is go out that day, very next day. Usually it's the next day, sometimes the day after that, they'll get it in the mail and you'll be getting phone calls in. What other ad medias can you do that with that aren't online? You can do that with Google, which is a great, whole different subject. You can do that with Google AdWords and Facebook too, which I highly recommend at that point. But even secondarily, when you want to pick particular neighborhoods, this is a great way to do that for water damage. I've done this and gotten tens of thousands of dollars in water damage work, doing exactly this with this exact same postcard. 2 ways to do EDDM, kind of talking about the logistics of actually doing this now. You can do it the free way, where you invest absolutely $0, no permit, no anything. And then you can also do it the way where you actually get a permit and you have a bulk mail permit. And it's actually the same permit that you're going to use for bulk mail. If you already have a bulk mail permit and you're mailing to your current clients, it's the same permit you're going to use for EDDM. So when you mail it the freeway, here's kind of the differences. You're going to pay 17.5 cents per home to actually get that postcard distributed per home. That's sort of the stamp price, right? It's not stamped because you don't have to stamp, remember that. But that's the price to get it delivered. When you have the mail permit, the bulk mail permit, it's 15.75. I kind of rounded it off there, but 15.75 cents per home. So if you're going to be doing 5,000 per month, it's probably beneficial to go ahead and get a bulk mail permit. One of the questions too, one of the most often questions I get asked is how many of these should I put out every month if I'm going to be doing every door direct mail? That totally depends. The beautiful part about it is it's flexible. You can do however many or however little that you want to do. In my company, when we do it, we don't do it every single month, but when we do it, it's about 5,000 per month. Okay, that's a good roundabout number. If you don't have the money to invest in that, or you just want to test it out a little bit, you can do as little as one mail route. Okay, which usually a mail route has at least 200 homes. Some of them have 300 or 400 homes, so it depends on the mail route that you're going at. We'll talk about that in just a second. But it doesn't, you can mail anywhere from 200 to 5,000, or you can mail 20 or 30 or 40,000. So it depends on how many that you want to do. My recommendation would probably be 5,000. Be a good number. What does EDDM require? That you mail at least 200 pieces, like I talked about before, and it's per mail route. Hardly any mail routes, if any, are under 200 homes. When you do a free EDDM, the catch is with that, you can't mail more than 5,000 in one day, which normally isn't a problem for most cleaning companies because that's fairly costly. But if you want to mail more than 5,000 in one day, you can. You just need to go ahead and buy a bulk mail permit and actually get that permit. How much is that permit? I think it's $220 a year. The first year there might be a $100 startup fee. Does that sound right? Does anybody know for sure? I can't remember. It's escaping me. Okay, I think that's about right. Okay, so a little bit about the specifics about EDDM. First thing that you want to do is you want to design the thing. You want to make sure that it's the right size, because if you make it the wrong size, if it's too small, you can't mail it as an EDDM. If it's too big, which is really hard to do, you can't mail it as an EDDM. It's got to be the right size. It has to be at least 6.25 by 8 inches, and it can be as much as 12 by 15 inches. The ones that we like the most are 8.5 by 11. It seems like the bang for the buck is the best at an 8.5 by 11. That's what you've got in your hand right there. And look at that thing. Nice. If this was to be in your mailbox, how could you miss it? You can't. This thing would almost fall out of the mailbox and hit you on the toe. Right? You cannot miss this thing. Better than a tri-folded little newsletter, better than a tiny postcard. And again, it's cheaper than mailing almost all that type of stuff, but they require it to actually be a large mailer. Now, so 8.5 by 11 is probably my most recommended. 9 by 12s are really good too, but it seems like your bang for your buck is probably best at the 8.5 by 11. Now when you print the EDDM, here's some of the other size requirements right here too. 9 by 11s, 9 by 12s, 6 by 11s are really good too. Sometimes when we send a follow-up, we'll send a little bit smaller EDDM that'll be a 6 by 11, but they can be as big as 12 by 15. At least 6.25 by 8, which is still a good size postcard, right? So the next thing that you can do is you're going to print them up. After you design it, you're going to make sure it's the right size. You're going to print them up. When you print them up, you need to make sure that you have the right insignias on the mailer, or you will be labeling and stamping postcards, which nobody here wants to do 5,000 of, I guarantee you. So make sure that when you print these up, before you get them printed up, that you actually have the right insignias on there. And here's basically what they are. You need to have, if you're sending it the freeway, you need to have this little, just exactly like this is worded. And this is all on the Every Door Direct Mail United States Postal Service site. As well, there's a guide that I'm going to give you a link to, like I talked about at the end, that's going to show you this too, so you can see this. You can either say residential customer, your city and state, or you can just say local postal customer, one or the other. But it doesn't have to be labeled anybody specific, because again, you don't have to have a mailing list. Whenever you do business mailing, this is a business mailing entry unit, but bulk mail, you need to have something a little bit different. You need to have the stamp be just like you would when you mail bulk mail, which is pre-sort standard, U.S. postage paid, bulk mail permit number, etc. And you'll have that. If you get a bulk mail permit, you'll know what to put there because they'll tell you. So you'll already know what to put there on that. And then again, residential customer or local postal customer will work as well. Now, here's the little bit of work that is involved with this. Yes, ma'am?
One quick question.
Sure.
I didn't realize you could do a business carrier route EDDM. You can do business?
You cannot.
Okay.
No. Yeah, that is the other little bit of a drawback. If you're going to want to mail to businesses, you want to do a get a mailing list basically
Okay.
for businesses.
Okay.
Yeah, which I can talk to you about how to do that as well too. But you can. Here's the thing: what you can do with EDDM, you can choose to include businesses or not include businesses in your mail list. So you can do that. So the only little bit of work with every door direct mail is you do have to, after you get them in, you do have to put them in stacks. Okay. So what we do is we'll actually, and they have to be in stacks of 100. We'll actually count the first stack, but we're not going to count all 5,000 of them. We'll count the first stack, and then we'll approximate and put them on a table and put them next to each one, and then put a rubber band around it and call it a day. If it's 1 or 2 off or whatever, we don't care, no, 100. And then put a rubber band around it, and then you have to put a cover sheet on each stack that you print out when you actually put in and pay for your every door direct mail. So a little bit of work. How long does it take to do 5,000? An hour. Okay, it might take you a little bit longer than that the very first time you do it, but it sure as heck beats labeling, okay, and putting stamps on these things. So it's a lot easier than that. So 5,000 of them an hour, maybe at best, sometimes even a little less. So then you're actually going to mail it. So how do you mail it? You want to pick the mail routes that you're going to send to at USPS.com, and then you're going to take them to your local post office. Here is the link. If anybody wants to write that down, this is the link that you go to pick your mail routes, okay? I can't help you with the mail routes because you need to know your city hopefully better than I do, but you kind of need to know, do a little bit of homework and figure out, where is that target client? Where is she? What neighborhoods is she in? You can find out information and statistics online about this stuff. Even just drive through some of these neighborhoods and pick. That's what I used to do. When I first got started in business, I would drive through some of the high-end neighborhoods and I'd go, you know what? My goal is to be the cleaner of choice in this neighborhood. And eventually it happened. It took a couple of years of work, but it eventually can happen. If you're not writing this down, you can always just Google EDDM USPS and you'll probably have this come up, or within the first few results that'll come up. So when you get on there, you're going to have something that looks a little bit like this. And you're going to pick, kind of hone in on the zip code, and then you're going to pick the mail routes and check them off there at the bottom left of the mail routes that you actually want to hit. Like you can see right here, the mail route for 32514, that's the zip code, C002. This one has 777 residents, 31 businesses. I can choose to mail to those or not. But 808 altogether, that cost is going to be $141. And I don't know for sure, because sometimes the thing is too, like we're going to talk about, even though my company has a bulk mail permit, sometimes we'll mail them bulk mail, like the lower cost. Sometimes we don't, though, if we're only sending 1,000 or 2,000 at a time. So I don't know if this is at the little bit cheaper rate or the more expensive rate, but $141. And then again, the other one, 32514C004, 709 residents, 28 businesses, 737. This is what you're going to be looking at. And then you check off all the ones that you want to do, and then click next, and then it's going to have you pay for it, and then you'll have cover sheets for each stack of 100. You put that cover sheet in each stack. That's it. That's all the work. Again, once you get used to this, 5,000 of them, my guys usually kick out when they do that in an hour. Not much work at all. Be strategic, though, about the neighborhoods that you pick. Okay, and then the other question that I usually get is, how often should I mail that particular neighborhood? We'll get to that in just a second. So take the mailers down. When you're doing the free, here's the other little bit of difference too between free EDDM and bulk mail EDDM. The free EDDM, one that costs 17.5 cents, you're going to take those mailers directly down to the post office in charge of the mail route. It'll tell you on that website what mail route, what post office that'll be, but you're going to take those directly down to that particular post office. Okay, when you're doing it by bulk mail, you're going to take the mailers to the bulk mail office first. There's one in your county, so a little bit more legwork. And then you're going to take it to the local post office. So you got to stop by 2 places, right? So what we look at with that is if we're mailing out 5,000, the discount is somewhere in the $90 range. It's worth it to send one of my guys down to the bulk mail post office first and then to the other place, right? And it probably is for most of you. Now, if you're the one doing it, it might not be. But if you have an employee to do it, it's usually worth it. So if we're only mailing out 1,000, though, like a follow-up for a partial mailer, like 1,000 or 2, then in that case, we might still, even though we have a bulk mail permit, we might do it the little bit more expensive way, the 17.5 cents way, because then all we have to do is take it to the local post office. We don't have to take it to the bulk mail office first. Everybody get that? So it depends on what you're doing and how many people that you're mailing, how many postcards that you're mailing out. So here's a few high recommendations that I recommend out of this. When you're mailing EDDM, I highly recommend that you mail in sequences of 2 to 3 mailings. Okay? One of the biggest mistakes that I see is somebody mails a one-hit wonder, they get a couple of jobs, and they stop. They don't mail that neighborhood either ever again, or they mail them a year later or 6 months later. Bad mistake. You want to mail them, and then you want to mail them again a second time, usually about a week later, 2 weeks later. Then you want to mail them a third time, 2 or 3 weeks later. Now, I'll be honest, this is the other question I get a lot of the times. If I'm going to mail this postcard, which I think we mailed this last winter, I don't think we had these printed up yet for this winter, but we might do them by the end of the winter. When we mailed these, we sent this one, and then 2 weeks later we sent the exact same postcard. Why would we do that? Well, chances are they might not have seen it, or they might have glanced at it and thrown it away, or put it in the cupboard, or put it somewhere, but they didn't remember everything that's on here, and we're going to send it to them again to remind them even about this and the fact that they've got this, and to remind them about the offer that we gave them. So it's not a bad idea to send them the same exact postcard twice. I wouldn't necessarily send them the same exact postcard 3 times, because a lot of times the third one, what we'll do is mail a little bit smaller postcard with some of the same pictures, maybe at the top say this is your last notice, and let them know that the offer is expiring. So then at that point they're being known that this is what's going on, this offer is closing, and we're giving them another reminder about that particular offer. Ideally, send your EDDM out on Monday. When you send it out on Monday, a lot of the times they're going to get it Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday. Why is that important? Well, if they get it on Saturday, even if you're open, they think that you're closed. They just assume that you're closed and they don't call. If they get it on Friday, what's going on in you guys' mind on Friday? The weekend, right? Well, that's what's going on in your client's mind. So they're not thinking about calling you, and they're just thinking about what's going on in their own world and what's going on the weekend. So it's been shown, and I've even proven in my own mailings, that the best days to mail are going to be Monday. That way they receive your mail, or Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Always include a special offer. Don't forget to have some type of a special offer in your mailer, and have it not be 5 rooms for $99 or 5 rooms for X dollars if at all possible. Okay, if you can't think of anything better than that, let me know and I'll help you come up with an offer. Always give benefits of your service. Don't forget to give benefits of your service. Don't forget to let them know that you're not there to just clean the carpet. Some people that means something to, and they can translate that into a benefit. Some people have no idea what really clean carpet is going to do for them. Like I was talking to somebody about over here at the Experience, somebody was doing dry cleaning, and they put all over the ad, the big benefit was that we don't leave your carpet soaking wet. To some people that means something too, right? But to some people, I remember talking to a client once on the phone several years ago where I explained we do steam cleaning, we do some things to help it dry quickly. And I told her about all the great things we did to help the carpet dry quickly, and she goes, you know what, John, I don't care how long it takes the carpet to dry. I just want to make sure the carpet's clean. And then I had to back up and I had to go, you know what, that makes perfect sense. I'm not telling her about the benefits, I'm just telling her about how great it is that her carpet's going to be dry quick. Some of them care about that, some of them don't. But what does it really matter? Not the fact that it's dry quick, the fact that when you clean the carpet well and you dry it fast, it prevents spots from returning. It makes your carpet healthier. It makes your home healthier. Mold doesn't grow in the carpet. Those are the benefits of fast drying. So don't forget to just tell them that, we do these things. Tell them the benefits of what those things are. If you talk about cleaning for health, tell them what the benefits are for your system of cleaning for health. If you talk about fast drying, tell them about what the benefits are. Not just that it's dry in 30 minutes or 10 seconds. Who cares? What does that do for them? That's what they're really interested in. So always give the benefits of the service. Always make sure that you include sales triggers. Like we talked about, having your picture in there can help. Having, sometimes in the right case, pictures of babies can help. Having an offer can help. Having the guarantee can help. Having a picture of your van can help. Some of these things, when done the right way, can actually help you get a better response, and I've proven over and over again that can help you get a better response inside your ads. And like we talked about, to personalize it, make sure that you do not only personalize it with pictures of you and your vans, because sometimes you get templates in the industry from me or from other people, and then you kind of take it and just change out what little that you can, but still personalize it some to you, to your own company. Put those pictures of you, pictures of your vans, change out specifics about what you do in your cleaning system, that type of thing. We're going to take questions here in just a second. We got a few minutes, but stop by my booth. I actually have some other free samples of EDDMs and client newsletters And I also have client newsletter postcards, which are one of the things that I really like to do. So if you want some free samples, stop by my booth. I also have a special offer for getting all these templates and all this stuff done for you. Because we can actually do the graphic design for you. We can actually even do the printing for you if you choose, to where all you do is say, hey, John, do this postcard, and it's plugged in for your company, where we change out the logo and change all that stuff. Yes, sir, do you have a question?
What kind of response rate would you expect on, say, a 3-mailing sequence to a customer? What type of response rate would you expect?
Anywhere from 0 to 20 to 1 return on my money.
What about in terms of, so 100 houses are hit, what percentage would you expect jobs off?
Just 100 houses?
Or 1,000 houses?
Right. I mean, on average, probably a 3 to 1 return. I hardly ever look at how many are responding. That's not what I'm really interested in. What I'm interested in is how much money did I spend and how much money did I get back in business.
So you're looking at gross dollars spent on advertising versus gross revenue?
Right. Anytime in advertising, it's always the best way to look at stuff. How much did you spend in advertising? How much did you get back?
So your range is from 0 to 20?
Yeah, then 20 to 1. On average, I'd say probably with EDDM, 3 to 1. Yeah. Sometimes a little bit higher than that, kind of depending, but yes, sir.
Could you flip the screen back to the web address for the post office?
Oh, sure. Had a couple. It's kinda, maybe I'll.
Or you have stuff at your place?
Yeah, actually, here's the best thing. Here, we'll show you this in a second. As well, like I mentioned, we can do the graphic design for all of these. You can get the EDDM guide. It's got that link in it. That's the best thing to give you. Go to hitmanadvertising.com and put in your email address and name. Even if you've already signed up for my email newsletter and you don't know where that guide is or you never got it, just put in your name and email address again, and you'll go right to a page where you can get that guide. So, and it's actually got that link to the United States Postal Service. Also some of these other thumbnails and some other things that we even talked about here about how to do all this type of stuff. So, and here's my contact information, but it's the same site, hitmanadvertising.com, if you need my phone number. What other questions do we have about Every Door Direct Mail or even client newsletters or anything like that? Anybody else? Okay. Who had the question about the upsell? Oh, is he still here? Somebody had a question about an upsell newsletter or postcard. Okay. Okay, he's evidently left the room. So, yes, ma'am.
John, it's a little unrelated, but do you still do the webinars?
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely.
We don't get a link to that any longer. I can see afterwards.
Okay, yeah, definitely. We do, are you in my ad coaching club?
No.
Okay. Yeah, we do free webinars probably every month or two.
Okay.
But for my coaching club members, we do one every other week.
Every other week?
Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, for those. So, but yeah, if you guys have any other questions now, if not, you can stop by, see me at my booth, or talk to me now. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.